Hello dear aspirants, in this video we are going to talk about optional subjects in competitive exam, and as you know better that you have to opt 600 marks of optional subjects from different groups, and it depends upon aspirant. Some subjects are of 200 marks and some subjects are of 100 marks. Here today we are going to discuss about an very important subject for competitive exam, that is of 200 marks, and that is to be known as political science. Normally when we talk about political science, aspirants and citizens and the commoners who do not know about this subject normally consider that it's the science of politics or some political affairs, and a few political figures and names nationally and internationally come to their mind, and they limit it. But in on the other hand, political science is something different. Political science basically is the science of the states. This word politics basically came from a Greek word polis, which means city, state. Means to say affairs of a state, systems, functions, organs, structure of a state, how a state has to work or is working, even the history of the state, the present political system of the states, either that is presidential form of government, which is to be known as Sadarati Nizam, or parliamentary form of government, which is to be known as Parlimani Nizam. Either that state is working on federation or is a federal state or a unitary state. How the government is working, what type of the parliament or legislature of that state and government, either that is a bicameral or unicameral. Two houses are working or one house is working as a parliament in that state, and all the states of the world. So basically we are talking about political science in competitive exam. As I have told and mentioned earlier, that is, it is a subject of 200 marks, not only for CSS but also for PMS as well. And this subject gives a path to understand the state, the organs of the state, the functions of the state, the systems of the state, the working of the state, the histories of the states, how the states emerged from empires or kingdoms, or there is the state is a democratic state or a dictator state, or a oligarchy there is, autocracy there is, or any other form there is working. So the simple thing is, which I want to say in this video to my aspirants, that this political science has more much importance in competitive exams as an optional subject. This subject is normally considered as an optional subject, but it gives insight, it gives background knowledge for even some compulsory subjects as well. If we talk about even English essay, if we talk about even Pakistan affairs and current affairs, these subjects gives the in-depth thoughts for those subjects. So here one thing is going to be decided, that political science is a very important subject in competitive exams for both of 200 marks. So as we have discussed about this optional subject, political science, its significance and scope for competitive exams, now, as I told you people earlier, that it is a subject of 200 marks. So it has two papers, paper 1 for 100 marks and same paper 2 for 100 marks. If we talk about paper 1, then initially in the subject, in paper 1, aspirants have to study Western political thoughts, different political figures from West, the concept of state in West, in which many important philosophers like Plato, like Aristotle, Machiavelli, John, Kant, Mill, and so on. Many philosophers are to be studied along with their philosophies, their thoughts, their input for the states. And like if we talk about Plato, he is to be considered as the father of political philosophy in Western concept of state. If we talk about Aristotle, he is to be known as father of political science in Western political states concept. So initially for 25 marks in paper 1 of political science, students studiers have to study about Western political thoughts, philosophers, along with their philosophies, along with their theories, along with their thoughts, along with their inputs for the states. In the same way, if we are talking about paper 1 of political science for 100 marks, there is another portion that is of 25 marks, that is Muslim political thought. What is the concept of state in Islam? And different Muslim political philosophers like Al-Farabi, like Al-Mawardi, like Ibn Khaldun, and many more. So here students may able to understand the concept of Muslim political thoughts, the concept of Riyasat, Alam-e-Islam, the concept of Ummah, the structures and the systems and the system of government given by Islam. So this is an other part of political science. So these are the 50 marks in political science, paper 1. And if we talk about the other part of this political science, that is B part. Part B, political science. For 50 marks. In these 50 marks, you have to study many basic concepts of state, like types of states, like all the concepts which are linked with state, either, as we have discussed, federation, confederation, parliamentary system, presidential system, the working of judiciary, legislature, executive, formation of executive, all the concepts, all the general terms which are linked with state. After studying political science paper 1, an aspirant is able to understand what is the state, how is working a state, both in West as a Western state and as a Muslim state, and all the terms like sovereignty, like liberty, like basic fundamental rights, in a state, like the relationship of a citizen and state, like the pressure groups within a state, like the working of executive, even foreign policy. So in paper 1, that is of 100 marks, 20 marks for subjective and 80 marks for 20 marks for objective and 80 marks for subjective. Total this paper is of 100 marks. After studying these 100 marks, you may be able to understand what is the state, what is the supreme law of the state, means to say constitution, how this constitution works, how the amendments in this constitution are possible, along with short history. So here I want to say that this paper 1 political science is very important. So in this video we are going to discuss only about paper 1 of political science, and inshallah in next video we'll discuss about political science paper 2. Then in coming video we'll discuss about international relations, and we'll discuss which subject is more important, IR, international relations, or political science. Both subjects have their own syllabus, dimensions, importance, significance, input, but which is better? Normally the students who did not already study this subject as a even minor subject, so they will feel a lot, they will gain a lot knowledge after studying this subject, which will give many important thoughts for political science, from political science for state and for other subjects as well. So dear students, in this short video We study about the significance of political science and what is the political science and paper 1 of political science. If you have any question and query, please inbox me the message. Subscribe my channel, Learn with Dr. Muhammad Ismail, and take care. Thank you so much for listening.